right. Good morning, everybody. I hope you already see the notification on your Facebook or YouTube. This is the shortcut, and we are live now. Today is Friday morning. Ask me anything about job application. My name is Vicky. I'm the head of programs and community at the shortcut. Today, I will be asking all the questions. Many people have been asking us on our LinkedIn and Facebook to Virpi anything you want to know about job application, and Virpi, our career coach, will answer your question today. If you have any question now, feel free to leave the comments under the YouTube or Facebook Live. We will take as much as we can. And don't forget, if you have left a comment before on our social media, at the end of the session today, we will announce a winner. So the winner will get a free 45-minute personalized career clinic or career coaching session with Virpi. So let's get straight to it. Virpi, can you have a short introduction to the audience?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. So I'm Virpi from the Shortcut, the career coach. And from background, I have over 10 years in recruitment, HR, talent acquisition. So I've been doing hundreds of recruitments, interviews, behavioral assessments, and seen thousands of CVs. So that's kind of the combination of perspective that I try to bring today. So looking at the things from both career coaches' perspective and from recruiters' perspective. So yeah, that's in a nutshell. So I've been working mostly in tech and IT industry, Rovio game studios, ramping up those. Then also in the smaller startups in Spain. And yeah, that's about it.
Thank you, and thank you for the time. So we have 30 minutes. We're going to get straight into it. So first question, and I guess it's a very good start, actually. So from LinkedIn, somebody asked, what recruiter see at the first sight of scanning CV, especially for entry-level or junior position? So what would be the thing that recruiter see first to put it to the short list, or you're like, not this one, and you're like, put it away right away?
Yeah, the trainee positions are really tough because everybody, so it's like you just would like to give a chance for everybody there. But how you can really differentiate and bring your own interest there is mention what main subject have you been studying, what interests you the most. So mention what are your strongest areas in your study field. Also mention any kind of voluntary or hobbies or this kind of areas. And if you've already graduated, so then the diploma work or thesis work is a good indicator also for the recruiters to see what you're really interested in, because usually you tend to do your thesis about the topic that you're really interested in. So mention that as well. International expertise, so if you've done exchange programs or anything like that. And then just positive attitude and collaboration skills and things like this. Video could be a good way to also add if you want to differentiate.
Also, I have heard from other recruiters that if you're entry-level junior tech professionals and you don't have really much work experience, it is recommended, or would you encourage them to do some kind of a side project on their own to be able to showcase their skills if they are like full stack developer, like this coding things?
Yeah, anything, and having your GitHub profiles if you're a programmer, of course. So any work samples, demonstrations, the ways that you can show what you've done and what interests you, that's always a plus.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then another question from LinkedIn. So what is the best way to express on entrepreneurial interest and skill on CV when taking account of companies' current or future strategies?
Yeah. So So if I understood this question correctly, so it's about like kind of entrepreneurial spirit who wants to work in some company. So taking it from that perspective, that entrepreneurial skills are really valued almost anywhere. So if you're proactive, you're adapting to change, you're listening to the customers. So all that is valued so much in any companies. So you can highlight those and then how you can practice do that. So kind of thinking like an entrepreneur there. So maybe you can investigate the company, do some research on them, prepare some business development plan for them. Think about how they can grow, how you can bring value to the company, how you can make them grow. So bringing that mindset to them and practical ideas. And also being bold, so you can go and contact the CEO or higher level connections there and present your ideas bravely. So what do you have to lose? So like having that entrepreneurial spirit will help you be bold and proactive.
Do you think this like contact straight to CEO or the higher manager would work better in probably their startup scene, or would it also work in the bigger corporate? Because I think for the bigger giants, it's really even hard to actually find the contact information. Rather than in startup or smaller companies, you can pretty much find their LinkedIn or even email or phone number.
Yeah, of course, depends a lot on like what type of company are you looking for and how big they are and how easy it is to reach the CEO. Maybe they get hundreds of requests per day, so then bombarding them. But kind of if it's a smaller company, then also the CTO, so the technical people or the hiring managers that you think that are probably going to be responsible of hiring that talent that you have, then kind of going and contacting bravely those people, then they might see your talent before the places are even open. So going after the hidden jobs or before they are even recognized yet.
Okay, great. So then here we have one question about language skills in Finland. So what do you think, how important it is of Finnish language skills in the IT sector job application in Finland?
Yeah, well, IT sector should be just English. I mean,
I also thought so.
So, okay, but there are a few exceptions. I'll explain a little bit. So the fact is that the IT sector has been struggling already 10 years, or I don't know even how long, but already, over 10 years that we were already lacking talent. So relocating people, getting talent to Finland to work has been a struggle already for years. So that's a fact that there's not enough, but so English should be the main language, and it is. But few exceptions there might be. So if for example a company is doing their clients are in Finland, their product and services has to be in Finnish, then it helps to also understand. So if you're working on the front end design, it helps to understand, or if you're doing maybe fault coordination or some customer IT support or some kind of customer facing where you need to have customer support in Finnish. So there might be exceptions where Finnish language would be needed, but I think otherwise it would be foolish from the IT sector company to limit themselves to the talent pool only Finnish speakings, because both languages can be advantages or even more languages. So yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, I also think that in the IT sector it would be easier rather than maybe sales or customer service, that if the company only operates in Finland and only do business with Finnish people, which I think hopefully are actually reducing, because Finland is a very small country, and for many companies, if they want to grow, they will at some point want to expand their market somewhere. And we do see more and more trends about this topic, and lower the language barrier, so the company can recruit more different international talent. So be faithful, people.
Yeah. And sometimes just knowing a little bit of Finnish is already like, it's so much appreciated, even if you don't yet speak a lot. But I really encourage, that always helps so much.
Yeah, I also think so. I think in general, Finnish people do appreciate it, and I think most of people think that Finnish is very difficult. So like Finnish people understand it. So often, if you speak a little bit, they're like, "Oh yeah, great
Just a few
effort."
phrases.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So it's so appreciated. How is anybody doing the effort to talk that? Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, we have some people watching us. Very happy to have you. And if you just joined us, we are about midway or ask me anything about job applications. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment under the video. We will answer it during the call. All right, next one. Good old same everybody's questions, photos or no photos on a CV. Let's narrow it down to in Finland. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that this is going maybe too much to the detailed discussion. I think that discussion should be more about skills and really contents of what you have inside the CV, rather than this kind of, because these are really personal things. So each recruiter might think differently. But I personally like having photo in the CV because I have very visual memory, and then it helps to connect and build like a whole image of the person. So kind of talking from my own perspective that way. Sometimes it might be also that the recruitment systems are, for diversity reasons, even hiding the name and photos. So
Yeah,
might be that happens
I've heard.
also.
Yeah, I've heard that
Yeah.
many. I think more and more companies are start to doing this kind of anonymous recruitment process. So they hide the photo, they hide the name, gender, like so they don't know anything about this person. Only the skills, so no gender, no nationality, nothing.
And I think it's also good. So it's giving equal chances for everybody and gets the bias out of the way. But anyway, so if you do want to use the photo and where it makes sense, so certain industries, for example, if you're representing, you're doing customer service, or you need to be speaking. Roles like this where you need to be presenting, then it might be helpful to also show your professional photo there. And also then if you do decide to use the photo, then that it's with good light, not too formal. So thinking about what type of roles you're applying to, what the industry, what culture. So like, do you need to have a suit and tie? Not very typical in Finland. I'm thinking like very few roles then which would require something like that, but not either like a party pics with tops. So I've seen both sides. So some smart casual from between is a safe bet. But then actually I'd like to challenge, instead of the photo, how about the video? So how you can present yourself even more, and your communication skills, your language skills. So
that's true. Yeah, I also I think also it starts more during the pandemic started, that this video application start to grow as well. More and more company would like the presenter or the applicants to send videos, and even having some little bit challenge. Like I have seen like a business development and sales role, and the applicant is asked to explain something that they know, but somebody doesn't know in 3 minutes. So that's a more, and then another way of that.
Yeah, especially in Finland, and I think Finland has been, and the Nordics in general, pioneers of the video recruitments. So it's really part of the standard pre-screening in many companies. So Yeah. But then again,
Alright.
not mandatory for each sector. So like thinking, do you really need that in backend server programming? Maybe not.
Yeah. Okay. So again, it's about it's personal choice, and better no photo than bad photo, definitely. So we move to next question. So how to evaluate if it is worth investing time and money into certificate or course, and if it will improve my chance of landing a job. Some of these kind of certificate or course are quite pricey. So what do you think?
Yeah. So I was thinking this question, and like I think you can approach it from a few angles. So first, like what is the feedback from the market? So if you have been applying for jobs and constantly you're not getting the jobs, and you notice that there is a requirement, of course, then it's obvious that it's like a very clear indicator. But also that if you are looking like who had then been chosen and they do have this certificate, then that might be indicator. But also then like how well do you know what you want to do? So if you have a really clear plan that okay, this is the direction where I want to go, and there the criteria is this certificate, then it might be a good investment for you to go after that and have a very clear steps toward it. So build that way. But then also you can try to see if there's other courses or other ways that you can get that experience, and thus already kind of more economic steps. So if you want to invest just a little bit less for some courses, can you demonstrate your skills also in that way without investing thousands of euros? And also then another perspective is that how much competition there is for those roles that you want to go to. So if there's a lot of competition, then certificates are definitely way to pre-screen the people. So that can be then valid and standardized way to ensure that the people have the skills that are needed. So it kind of depends on all these angles. So not a straight answer. I'm giving like very diplomatic answers to everything, but there's like many factors that might depend on that. But hopefully this helps you to evaluate if it's good in your case.
Do you think there is a difference between fields? Because I think also there is all kind of courses and certificates out there, and choosing the one that's more legit or more recognized among companies might also make a big because if I just say like I have a random whatever certificate or I have a Google Analytics GAIQ, and it's like very well recognized, quite standard certificate.
Yeah, definitely make some background research and compare. There's so many variations there. So looking at what is the contents of what are you learning, what does it certify, how valued is it in your industry, what do the other candidates or other people in your industry, what have they preferred? Make a
so do the
evaluation.
Homework.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So this one is interesting. So how to address the motivation board in your job application in the best way so that it's genuine?
Yeah. Again, like everything goes kind of I kind of want to start one step behind. So firstly, like knowing what you want and knowing what you're good at. So I always kind of encourage that people start thinking about that first, because when you know, the better you know your strengths and your desires, where you want to be focusing on, the better it's going to show also as a motivation. So that will lead into better results when you're going after that kind of jobs that you're really motivated to work at, and or industries or things like this. And what matters is the skills. So if you kind of think about the job applications as a package, so it's like first you need to know what you put inside the package, then you need to know where you deliver it at the right time and fast. And then when all the packages, hundreds of packages arrive to the door, then is the fancy decoration, and the fancy decoration doesn't alone help. So no matter how we tweak and do fancy stuff with CV, if the contents inside the package is not matching to what the receiver is expecting, then I mean it's all about that. But what we can do is that we pull the attention of the receiver to open that package, and that's where you can then highlight your skills and motivation. So how to do it in practice is that you can firstly, when the match is right, so that's the first key thing, that it shows from there genuinely, and you can make it as easy for the reader to understand the match. So you see what they're needing, what the company is looking for, and show that to them. And that you've been also doing investigation of the company. You've been looking what they're up to in social media, in news or whatever. So you really have been diving in there, and that's like how it shows then that you're genuinely interested in the company.
Yeah, I also think like if you, well, definitely you should always try to customize your application, and then during this customizing period, you do your research and homework, and you would put it to your application, and that shows that you are passionate, that you have done your homework, you look into that. So rather than just blindly say like, oh, I'm super motivated, but maybe saying like why, because the company's mission or because the company is doing this. So then the recruiter is like, okay, this person know what we're doing, and this person feels the same.
Yeah. And especially important if you're, and I would so much encourage to also look outside the open job advertisement. So hidden or need-based jobs. So just finding out those companies that you adore and finding out what would be the value that you can bring to them. And then that shows so naturally when you just show that you really would like to work there, and think also the company value, what you can bring to them.
That's very true. Great. And then we have another one is how to set a realistic job searching criteria that match personal skill and market needs.
Yeah. One way of doing this is, again, like a bit similar that I was talking before. So first, clarifying to yourself what you are good at and your strengths. So you can ask this from friends, family, ex-colleagues, and you can do strength finder tests. Few of them that are available. Well, there's plenty, but for example, High Five test or Clifton Strengths are few famous in the market. And really get to know first yourself, clarify that, and then you can just do a good old Google search based on what you are looking for, what skills you are best at, and what companies come out in your region, or just like different Google keywords putting there and seeing. So it might be opening up a little bit more the search than just going to LinkedIn or some typical platforms to see, because then those skills that you have might be used in wider perspective that you might think, and you might find also more of those hidden jobs or those ones that are not that widely advertised also. And
right.
Yeah.
I think many of these questions, we have answered many questions so far, and many of it like you have to kind of take a step back first and then think what do you want to do, and it also goes like tied very tightly to what is your career strategy. So like first knowing what you want to do, and then you build a strategy around it. So it's before diving into like, oh, should I put a photo on my CV?
Yeah.
But take a step back. Okay, what do I want to do, and what kind of steps and plan that I can do to build my career strategy, and then you start from there.
Yeah, exactly. Building the skills is the most important. Then I think that people are overstressed of how the CV should look like, but of course, I mean, differentiating is important, that it looks readable, that it's good and professional looking. But then the small things are less important than the big package and the big skills that you have, and also then that you continuously develop and recognize and look like if this is a gap of what I need to learn, that you actively do that. So that will give the contents and the skills and learning to your CV, and then you're going to have more contents to put there.
Yeah, and if you just join us, this is I think we're reaching the end, but don't worry, this video will be recorded. You can watch it later on our Facebook or YouTube. And we have talked about how to build your career strategy with Virpi before on our online breakfast. And it's also recorded. You can find it on our YouTube. Just search the Shortcut Online Breakfast and you will find the great session we had with Virpi recorded. So let's end this session with last question. Since we talk a lot about CV, we also talk about photos or videos. What else than a standard CV can a job application be? So we talk about the normal one, the CV, cover letter, or you can put a video. Is there some other way?
Yeah, think about your industry. So how you can how you can demonstrate your own talent. So if you're a researcher, make a research and attach that as an attachment to the CV. Or if you're a marketing expert, make a demo of that. If you're a sales expert, make a business development plan. So think like how you can bring something extra for the company. That would be my kind of general guideline there. Think of how you can demonstrate your talent.
Yeah, I've actually gotten like a mix of CV and cover letter together as like a presentation. Yeah. And I think it was pretty nice because it's nice to read and it's a little bit more colorful. It's a little bit different and it's not too crazy. So that was quite nice. I guess also it definitely depends a little bit on the field and the industry. If it's a little bit more traditional, that they would like, to have the standard one. But I think especially in startup scene, I think the mindset is quite open to receive different different types of formats. Mm-hmm. All right. I think we have reached the time limit. It was very lovely session, and I want to thank everybody who have left a comment. We will do this Ask Me Anything about anything soon. We will do it regularly. We will talk about anything about CV or interview or networking, and we will also touch some topics around entrepreneurship or anything that you think that you would like to ask about. So also feel free to leave us comment what kind of Ask Me Anything sessions you would like us to do. We will get the expert and we will answer your question. So at the end of the session, we will announce the winner of the career coaching session with Virpi. And we have already put the lottery. And Maria Anka Katana is the winner. So Maria, you and your friend, I want to do some kind of special effect. Yeah. So Maria, you and your friend will win a session with Virpi. We will contact you via the social media channel that you left the comment on. Please get back to us. And that's it. You will hear from us. And thank you very much, everybody who joined today. If you didn't, if you like the session, share the recording to your friends. And if you have any feedback, leave it to us to the comments. We will improve and hopefully to see you again in our next Ask Me Anything session. Have a very great day, rest of the day, and great weekend. See you next time.
On my behalf as well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.